strong in faith.
Faith can move mountains. Radio Maria, 91.3 FM.
The voice of truth.
Good afternoon, this is Radio Maria 91.3, the voice of truth. The radio that keeps you informed and never deformed. You're always having moments with Eucharia and Rita. And today is always exceptional because every Thursday I have something to leave you with, something to reflect on, and something to make you feel better. But before I go further, it's always in my habit to care. So, hello listeners, how are you doing today? How has the day been? I can hear somebody saying it has been fine. I can hear somebody saying, it's somehow. But remember, whichever way you might have seen the day to be, always be positive, always be hopeful that tomorrow will definitely be a special day. So I can't do this alone. I always have my buddy here with me. Hello Rita, how are you doing today?
Hey Eucharia, I'm fine. Happy New Year.
Sylvia, I said that to them. That was last week. So okay. I apologize to them that my party wasn't around. The next program should be around. So
yes, I'm back.
Tell them Happy New Year. They didn't hear
Happy
you.
New Year, my people. Hope you enjoyed your holiday like I did.
What plans do you have for them in 2024? What plans?
It's plenty. It will be an interesting one. They should not go far.
Our crush and crushes. They should know
they
that
should come closer.
They will crush more.
Exactly.
Because this year, back to back. So today we have very exceptional topic to discuss. Yes, it's very important. So if you are around or you're listening to this program, don't go away. Don't touch the dial because we have it hot. Yes, very important topic. Like I said, how to apply to get your dream job, man. And I have somebody special with bulk of knowledge. He has been into consultancy in job giving, job training, and what have you. But I don't want to unleash the details about this person so that it will not look as if I'm exaggerating, right?
Exactly.
So if you are there, you're looking for a job, sometimes you just sit down and say to yourself, man, I want to work in this place. How do I get this job? I've been submitting my CV. How do I do this? What should I wear? What should I write? What should I say? Man, today you will know what to say, you will know what to wear, you will know what to do. So please don't go away. Don't
just get your popcorn closer.
Keep it close.
Can't wait.
We have it packaged.
Yeah.
I don't want to introduce the person. So let's go for a short break. When I come back, we'll definitely continue. This is Radio Maria 91.3, the voice of truth. The radio that keeps you informed and never deformed. The radio where you get the truth. Yes, we give you the accurate news. We give you that accurate information. We analyze controversial issues and bring them to your knowledge with factual examples and stories. Like I said before, I went for a short break, that today we'll have a very exciting topic. Ask me why I had to choose this topic. Yes, this is beginning of the year. A lot of persons are thinking, what can I do? A lot of persons has changed their working environment to another working environment. Some persons are saying to themselves, oh, this is beginning of the year. I want to submit my CV here. I want to do this. I want to do that. And I have brought it down to your doorstep through 93.1 FM on how you can achieve this dream. And I said I have a special guest in the house. Yes, his name is Michael Asowa. He is the celebrity HR consultant. He is into recruitment, he's into staff training, staff approval, and he has been into it for over a decade. Yes, he has bulk of experience. He's here to tell you how you can get that your dream job, that job you have been aspiring to get, that job that has been giving you so much problem. Yes, you've been submitting a lot of CVs, you're not getting your results. He's here to tell us how we can skate through this period. So over to you, Michael. Hello, Michael.
Hello.
It's a privilege having someone like you here, and like you had us said, that today we are talking about how one can apply to get your dream job. There are people out there who have their plans, who will say to themselves, okay, this is the kind of job I want to get. But they keep submitting their CVs, they're not getting results. Some persons will say, yes, I read mass communication, I read banking and finance, I read this, I read that. How come when I get to this particular company, I don't get the answer? What could be the reason for this?
Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. Happy New Year. You're hearing from the celebrity HR consultant himself. I want to say I'm excited to be doing this at the beginning of the year because it's an opportunity to put people in order, put them in the right shape for the start of the year. So instead of complaining, why not just listen and plan your year? Thank you very much.
Exactly. Instead of complaining, why don't you listen so that you can start your year well? I think that's catchy.
That's what.
Very
Like
important.
strong word.
Yes. No need of, instead of banning and casting, what is happening? People from my village, what are they doing to me? Come closer. The answer is
He
simple.
has it plenty for us today.
Actually, plenty. Binding and casting is not a bad thing. It's part of it.
Okay.
But if you bind and you don't put in effort, you will still bind.
And keep
About.
buying, yeah.
So, but while planning, I want to go straight to your question. I always say dream job is important, but any dream that there's no effort remains a dream. So if you want to make your dream job to come into reality, there are a lot of effort you put in, which is part of what we're going to share today. Why do you even have a dream job? First, the economy gives you some job if you don't plan, because it's what's available that you will take. But if you have a dream job, then you plan. And the proper way to plan is first you have to package your CV, then you package yourself, because sometimes some people are more packaged than their CVs, which becomes a problem. And when you have a job you want to, you're aspiring to have, there are a lot of things that you will do apart from just the CV. On this program, we're also going to share some basic things that should be that you should have in a CV to make it a strategic CV. And we will see that a dream job is not a bad thing, but the problem is when you have a dream job and there's no effort into it, that becomes a problem. Thank you very much.
Okay, Mikey, good, Mikey. There's something I picked up.
Yeah.
You said you need to package your CV. Now, people out there need to understand, what do you mean by one need to? As a matter of
No, he
fact,
said you need to package your CV and package yourself. If you package yourself without packaging your CV, there's a problem. That's what he said.
Yes.
So that means you're saying you have to package your CV and
And also
package
package yourself.
two
to
of them
make
must work.
it well.
Wow.
okay, then how can one package? Because if you ask me, CV, your name, your gender, your what have you, what
Your
you have
work
done,
experience.
work experience. I think they still do this referee, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You do that one. Then what other packaging?
When you say packaging, a lot of people misunderstand it, so I have to be very clear on that. Packaging doesn't mean being fake, right?
Okay.
Packaging means articulating it. Stay genuine, stay real. Because some people give out their information to some people to package CV and they pay them, and they put in some information that it actually didn't do. Every recruiter look out for those things. You understand? Because your sincerity, your integrity gives you the job better.
Okay, but what do you advise somebody who probably you have been like you said, it's packaging CV does not mean one should lie. But what if, as in, okay, let's, for example, I read public administration, right? And I just got this job. I love this job.
You're interested in it.
I'm interested in this job. And they're telling me I need to have 5 years experience.
Exactly.
And I just have one.
Oh, you don't
Can't
have
I
a
lie
Mm.
so that I can get this job?
Okay, lying is already bad. I won't come here to tell you to lie. It's not possible. And let me tell you, there have been a lot of experiences. Down the years, I've met a lot of people, and I always try to uphold something. In as much as I know you have a dream job, but you should be patient enough to wait for it. Some people see a job that is asking for 5 years experience, and they're asking you, okay, how do you expect to get the experience and
Yeah.
get this job?
And I read the course in
And I read
school.
the course, you understand, but I wasn't taught experience, right? A lot of people say that. But there are so many ways you can get experience without working. That's where volunteer comes in. So if I have a dream job, I can volunteer in that capacity.
Okay, to be at least have that experience. That is, you're trying to say people must not always be paid to get
Exactly,
experience.
but because of the economy,
Yeah.
volunteering is not enterprising to people. You understand? When you say volunteer, the first thing they'll ask is how much are you going to pay? And you will not ask that question when somebody say I need 5 years experience. Remember, in employment too, the person that is employing have an expectation.
Yeah.
If I say I need 5 years experience, it doesn't mean there won't be an entry role. You understand?
Okay.
There are some entry roles that you actually don't need experience from. But people are looking at the pay package. They want the pay package even when they are not ready for it. So why not start somewhere? If I want to, for instance, let me use hospitality for an example. If I want to be a restaurant manager, I cannot just come in and say I want to be a manager. If I've been a manager in a construction company, that doesn't mean I can be a manager in hospitality. So I still need 5 years in hospitality. Why? A lot of people during the interview, they'll tell you, yes, but I've been a manager, it's not just to see through things, and that's not enough. As a hospitality manager or restaurant manager, I'll ask you questions like, how do I control cost? So if you don't have it, you can't give it. And I'll tell you something like, how many portion of rice, how many plates of rice do I get in a noodle of rice and in a bag of rice?
Good. And if, for instance, see where the line becomes a problem. If you come and say, okay, I had this 5 experience as a manager in maybe probably a hospitality firm, right?
Yeah.
And you have not worked in
It's
that
easy
area,
to get you.
and they throw these questions at you.
It's easy to get you.
See where the line it becomes a
Because
problem.
as simple as I've had a lot of experience, and I will tell you, some people when they package their CV, package in quotes, they've paid for it. The person that did it will not
Be
give you yes to
there.
defend it, and somebody might just come and work in Sheraton for 5 years.
Okay.
Because they know this is Abuja, they'll tell you in Lagos, right?
Yeah.
So that becomes a problem.
And you
And
cannot
then
get
I
to
cannot
Lagos.
go and start accent in Lagos, which is still possible, but for the sake of the comparison.
And even if you want to ask, what are you sure of whose number?
So some of them do that. So the best thing is ask them about the field. But in some places in Abuja here, you hear stories like, okay, I worked in social places and I'm not asking a simple question. Okay, where do you stay? And you say, okay, how do you get there from your house?
Wonderful.
And somebody will not be able to explain that.
It's true. Okay, you
person
say
will
you have
say, I
worked
use
there.
A lot of them, that is totally, they'll tell you.
Wow,
I just
how do
into
you
a
get
very-
there? No, but Michael, you need to break it down. So repeat it again, repeat it.
How do you get there from your house?
No, what made you ask somebody that question?
Because if you actually work there, that should be the first thing you will know, right?
Yeah.
Then if you answer that, you've skilled the first question. But a lot of them from there, they already give out. They'll tell you something like, okay, I just get into a vehicle, I really do not check. They just drop me in the front of the place and I go in. For how long?
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah, no, but this question, that's a very interesting question. How do you get, okay, if for example, okay, I said I work in Sheraton, and of course I'm lying. Maybe I live in Kubwa and I say I'm working there, and you now ask me, how do I get to Sheraton from Kubwa?
You have to explain. And sometimes they might be lucky to
True.
escape that because it may be a popular place that everybody knows, right? Then you have to defend it by explaining what year did you live there. Funny enough, because of my experience in the field, I know a lot of people that have been in the field. So I may just have one person in that place. I said, okay, what's the name of your manager within this period that you work there? I don't know the name. Is one man like that? You're already giving yourself a You understand? You can't work with somebody for 3 weeks, you don't know the name. You can't just be manager. You know, the staff talk about their superior. You don't know the name sometimes from the person. You know it through what other people say, right? So that's another way. Then, before we now get into the real job, how did you do it? So sometimes before we get to how did you do it, I already know you didn't do it. You understand?
Yeah.
So it gives you will know that packaging CV is there, is important.
And packaging yourself.
To match the CV is another thing. And packaging yourself starts from, how do you prepare for this interview? Did you make any research? Did you research about the position, the gap you want to close? Did you research about the institution itself? Some people come for interview, they don't even know if it's the industry, they don't know. They just came to that place. And you know, some
Yeah.
interviews hold in a neutral place.
Yeah.
You understand? So you don't even know where you're coming for. They just brought you as if they kidnapped you and brought you there. So it becomes an issue. So if you package yourself properly, you plan. I remember those days where we were job hunting. If you're invited for an interview, like a day before, you even go. If you don't know the place, you go and get the place. So that
And
that
sometimes
the
I
next
remember that
day-
you have to make research.
Good.
If you're taking a particular position, you begin to read.
Yeah.
But I noticed that if, for instance, I want to take the position of a receptionist, right? I begin to read about reception, but I find that they don't even ask you who is the receptionist
You
again.
know, there's no unique questions. If you have 3 recruiters in the same table, sometimes because you've done it for a long time, you are unpredictable. You understand? I've not come. That's why I always laugh when I see people come for interview and you come out and they ask you, "What did they ask you?" It's not why.
It is not.
It's not why.
Yeah.
If I see you,
Michael, you're really busting my mind because and
Yeah,
it's
people
true.
do that a lot.
And it's true because
I see that I'll just
then you
watch and say,
prepare.
"See this one, you're coming to come and you're saying, you know, some people organize this in a way that after the interview, you leave from another exit that you won't connect with other people. It's a waste of strategy for me. You understand? Go and ask them. I won't ask you the same. Even if you're 100, I could duplicate questions that you will not know that it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Because one, it's not a new terrain for me. I also search for a job. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Before here.
Yeah.
So you just can't get it. I've met some people during interview and you ask them question, when you are done, they'll be the one asking you, is that all?
Yeah. Sometimes you
They're
after
expecting-
preparing, you ask one or two
More.
questions and then you tell the person to go.
I just want one thing from you.
Yeah.
And if the first question is giving you out, I may not need to waste my time, especially when I see the number of people. And then sometimes that's why my interview sometimes is more practical. A lot of people
I know. I sorry. I know him. Sometimes when you come, he will just
I don't look-
sit down, relax. They tell you sit down. No stress.
I
He's
don't
looking
want
at you.
I actually want you comfortable because I don't want it on me that you failed.
Yeah.
I'll ask you, sometimes I make you comfortable that you'll be laughing, you don't know the interview has started. Then sometimes too, I'll tell you, if you're not ready, feel free, you can go and come back later. Because I see you tense.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want the tense or the tension to be the reason you failed.
Failed.
You understand?
Yeah.
Fail and know that you failed with your full chest. So
Not that the
I'll
man
ask
was
you-
looking at me
Yes,
somehow and I
yes,
couldn't
yes,
say
yes.
anything.
Some of them will say, you have a very serious with me. I feel I play a lot. Most of my friends are like, how you take the coordinate? I see some people say, can you ever be this serious? Do you understand? Because you know me. But the thing is, when you come in for the interview, the way I'm looking at you determines the questions I'll ask you.
Yeah.
Your CV determines the question I'll ask you. So it's not the same CV. I see some people come in, the same person did their CV. And I'll find out.
Michael, you have said a lot. No, we need to break this thing down. yeah, it's like bomb. You're just throwing the whole thing.
Wow.
Okay, Michael, let's go down. Number one,
Okay.
we said how to apply to get your dream job.
Yeah.
And you said you must learn to package your CV and package yourself. Now, to package your CV, what must you do? Or what are the things you need to do?
To package your CV, there are a lot of things that should be there,
Okay.
but there are key things that should be there.
Okay.
First thing is that you must have your contact information.
Okay.
This one is something that a lot of people skip. You package a very wonderful CV that is looking fine, they put their fine picture, yet you want to contact them and there's no contact number there.
Okay.
Or in some cases there's contact number but it's wrong. That's why sometimes after the interview I'll say confirm your phone number.
Okay.
It's done for a reason because some people type error, they're not interested, they're in a hurry to bring the CV.
Yes.
They won't even cross check. And that's another giveaway.
Okay.
Because when I notice you're not careful about your own thing, how will I give you
Yeah.
a job?
Yeah.
You understand? I'll say, are you paid for this thing? So then the second thing is photograph sometimes is important, right?
Okay.
Photograph, yeah. Where some people make it little, very small just by the side of the saving. And the next thing is a career objective.
Okay.
Career objective is what do you really want? That's if you have a career, it's not everybody have a career. Some people just work what is available. Some people are available to work anywhere.
What do you mean by career objective?
Is what do you want? What do you intend to do as a career for a period of time, not just one off. So career objective, I want to be a doctor. So that will mean everything I'm doing has aligned with. That's why your CV will not be school here, capital here, this no, you have to. So that career objective, you can say as a socialist or as a HR consultant, right? I aim to do this within this period of time. That's the objective. Right? So that's what you try to do.
As a radio presenter, I tend to build more publicity or publication or share more information to people and get more listeners and
give good impressions. That's an objective, right? Then when I go to career summary, right? Most time people sum them together as one. If you look at some CVs, you see where they put career summary, they interview them. But career summary now has to do like what have you done so far. One is what you want to do. The other one is the one you already done.
Now, please let me ask again. Now, what you have done so far, must it always be in line with what you are applying for?
It's important, but it's not compulsory.
Okay, it's important, but not compulsory. Take, for instance, now, because I want to break it down for those who are listening to us. Now, I'm looking for a job, and I read banking and finance, right? And I'm supposed to be in the bank. I'm not getting any job in the bank, and I want to apply for secretary stuff. And probably I have maybe worked in maybe microfinance, basically on finance. I don't really have any knowledge in admin stuff. Is it important that under my summary
you mention it?
Okay, I should mention it.
It's possible, but one thing I advise is there's no need
Don't
choking. Don't lie first. Then secondly, even while saying the truth, you should be concise.
Okay.
So if you're applying for a particular job, let's keep all the other experiences connected to that particular job.
Okay,
You
so
understand?
keep your summary connected with what you are applying for.
It makes it easier.
Okay.
Because not everybody have the patience to read.
True.
Nigerians don't read.
Okay, so what if the person has not done anything so far? This is the first time.
Then you come out playing. Nobody is going to crucify you for saying, do you know, that's one of the reasons I give a lot of people job. If I see you that you're sincere, okay, let me share a typical example of a real life experience. I had somebody that came in, she forged her CV. I found that. And when I was like, we're still arguing, and when she now realized it won't work, I said, I can't give you this job. Not because it's my job, not because I would be the person to stop it, but if I let you fly, then you continue lying.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you understand? So I told her this will not work. Go home. So the next interview she came, because as a consultant, I don't recruit for one particular person. So I go around, I have other people that are partners. So she came for an interview. Unknown to her, I was still the person anchoring that interview. So when she saw me, she just started laughing. So the first thing she said is, okay, please let me say the truth. I've not seen her CV when she said, this is the same CV you rejected in that other place. And there are two different companies.
Wow, okay, she had to just
So
say
what
the truth.
immediately she said that, I was like, okay, can we not tear this particular CV?
Start
that
that
first.
That's another
So
one.
I said, she cannot go home and go and do. I said, don't worry, let the CV wait, you are here. Have you done any job before? She said, no. And luckily for her, I had a client that needed an intern, an entry role. And I was like, okay, go to Cuba. You understand? And I called one or two numbers, and she got there and got the job that same day. So when she called me, she was so excited. And she was like, thank you for giving me the job. I said, no, true to give you the job.
Yes.
Wow,
You understand? So, and whenever I go to that establishment, whenever she sees me, the excitement in her is giving me hope that she wouldn't want to lie again. You understand? So
sometimes it takes a little to change people.
Yeah.
You know, you have actually touched her. She's actually seen the reason to say the
She
truth.
wants to
Once
lie,
she
she
lied, she
remember
didn't
that.
get it.
Yeah.
She always said that one. I
Yeah, she
lied.
lied. She didn't
didn't
get
get
it.
And funny enough, she found her way to the top management of that. And when it got there, the CEO referred her back to me, and she was like, this road, there's no road.
I just have to say
She
the
has,
truth.
yes.
Surrender.
Yes.
Okay, you said career summary.
Yes.
Then after that one.
Then after career summary, then we'll have employment history
Okay.
with job descriptions.
employment history. That is what you have done before. And
If you
job
have, then if you haven't, then just leave after the blank.
Okay.
But it's very, very important that you highlight the job descriptions. Saying I've worked here, what did you do? If possible, always highlight achievement if there is any within that period. All those achievements also gives you an edge. Because I've been a secretary, but you never did anything successful, you never got any award or accolade, sometimes doesn't help, right? So achievement is important. Then secondly, your education. Education qualifications is also very important. It's very important. And when you're highlighting that, you also state the school. Some people forget to put the state where the school is located. That is very important.
Okay,
So
some
when you
persons
go
will
to
just
school,
say
let's say, especially when it's a private university, you don't expect, it doesn't ring a bell. But if you say university of also state, it's already sending a message. So it's important to put the locations. Then you now have training history. If you've attended any training, it's an opportunity for you to showcase it. You never can tell. You know, sometimes you'll be applying a particular job, but there's another opening in that same place. So even if you're not qualified for this particular one, because of the detail,
the details that is there,
somebody
you
might
can
just say, okay. Because I like being straightforward with my people. I will tell you right on, this one didn't work. You understand? That's why I will never tell you I will get back to you. It's a flat message, right?
Yeah.
If you're the ideal person, you'll hear from us. If you're not, fine. Right? And while we are speaking, I will still make you know if there's hope. Then if there's no hope, I will start discussing other opportunities around what I've seen. You understand? So then when I talk about your skills, what skills do you have? You know, sometimes your qualification might not get you something, but the skill you have. I've interviewed a lot of people, they are not qualified for that position, but just because they have graphic skills, for instance, soft skills, and I was okay, why not get this one, right? Skills is on point too. Then finally, your references. So references are very, very important because somebody will want to know if somebody can vouch for you, right? And sometimes people put available on request, right? Because some people want to be economical with information. Some people don't want to give out. People know Nigeria mentality. Some people say somebody maybe is my reference that have been even stopping me from getting job. Because when they call you and ask and you don't know the person, some people put names of people they never communicated with as their references.
No, that is.
And when you call the person, you're saying, I'm calling this Mr. X. I want to know if you, and they're like, please, I don't know. And
the reference contact, what kind of person? Because some person will just put their father, put their mother, put their sister.
That can fly in some cases, in some cases, but I think what is more important is look at where you've worked before, at least pick one person. In your school, you can also pick one person. Right? Because these are the people that have tried to.
So it has to be where you worked before, or maybe for instance, I have a friend that's a barrister. I've not worked with him. Can I use that, my friend?
But why wouldn't you use where you worked before if you had a good record?
If I have not worked before, like
then
a new person,
that one, but you've gone to school before.
Yes.
So school can come first before that person.
Okay, I can maybe get a number from my school.
Yes.
From some. Oh, really?
Because everybody wants to know how you related with people before coming there.
Oh, okay.
So maybe your teacher will be in the best form to tell about you. Then you know.
And some persons will not even want to release.
Yeah, some people, and it's progressive. You might have been a bad person in school, but after school, you got a job, and somebody else is saying it's different thing.
Yeah.
So people are fascinated with seeing that you are changing positively.
Yeah.
You understand?
Okay, let's go for a short break. When we come back, we'll definitely continue with this. This is Radio Maria 91.3, the voice of truth. The radio that keeps you informed and never deformed. For those who just joined us, we're talking about how to apply to get your dream job. That job you've been aspiring for. How can you apply to get a dream job? Your CV, how can you compose them? How can you make them acceptable? Yes. And for those who have been with us, you heard what our guest just said. You need to package your CV and package yourself. Yes. So if you're just tuning in, please don't touch the dial because you have a lot to to learn from us today. So for those who have been listening to us, you want to make a call, you want to say something, you have question to ask, just call the number 081 084 475 18. I repeat, 081 084 475 18. Call the number. The guest is in the house. Ask your questions. What would you like him to tell you? What advice would you want him to give to you? Let's hear from you. So, before we went for a short break, we talked about the key things. One, okay, we'll have a call there. Hello? Hello, okay, we lost that call. Do well to call back and let's hear you. The number to call is 081 084 475 18. Now, before we went for a short break, we were talking about the key things that
Okay,
you
when
must
writing your
consider,
CV.
yes, when writing your CV. And we talked about Michael. Let me break it down to tell you that I've been listening, right? We talk about contact number.
Okay.
You should have a number that one can always
Reach out.
reach out to you, and your photograph.
Some
And
cases not very.
It's
Some
it could be
cases.
optional, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we talked about career objectives, which has to do with what you want to achieve, right?
Yes,
And you talked about
like your vision.
your vision, right? And you talked about career
Summary.
summary,
What you've done.
What you've
what
done
you've
already.
done before, and you talked about employment history. Yes, how far you
That's
have
the
worked
detail now.
in
Yeah.
With location.
which locations, okay? And you talked about your achievement, if you've gotten an award, or probably maybe a certificate has been given to you for something.
Or maybe you achieved something for the
Okay.
company.
Okay.
Okay.
It mustn't be a award. In some
Okay.
cases,
Okay.
there's a task that you're able to accomplish, and it's
Yes,
it's notable.
Okay, you can still add it. And you also talked about training history
Mhm.
and
You've done
skill. Now, we now come to packaging yourself.
Okay.
How can
Packaging
you package
yourself.
yourself?
Packaging yourself is important, just as important as the CV. But first of all, packaging yourself means preparation.
Okay.
Prepare for this interview. How do you prepare? How do you apply? Right? Apply reading properly and carefully. And now, when you are invited for this interview, you make research about the location, about what the company do, about what that position is all about. If I'm aware what the position is about, I will know where I can add value. But if I don't
Okay.
know, I'll just go there and be expecting them to ask me some other questions. So now, for instance, I want to be a research assistant. I'm applying for a research assistant, right? What do research assistants do in a media company?
Okay.
You understand? So you know it's not a cover position. If you go to retail, it could be a different thing. If you go to hospitality, it could be a different thing. But in this particular, what do they do? Then I'll start asking myself, have I done any of those things?
Before.
If I have, it's always very important for you to say, I've done this, then link it to a reality. Then put a place in case they want to go and verify, right? So then once...
Sorry, let me hold you there.
Okay.
For those who are just joining us, the topic is how to apply to get your dream job. Call and let's hear you. Whatever is making you confused, you need a direction, you need advice. The number to call is 081 084 475 18. I repeat, 081 084 475 18. So please, we can continue.
Okay, so while you've done that, then you need to choose carefully what you wear to the venue.
Wow. Okay, what do you wear to the venue?
Very important, because there's never a second opportunity to give a first impression.
Yeah.
So you need to think about the first person seeing.
Okay, we'll have a call. Hello? Okay, we lost that call. Person should do where to call back. The number to call is 081 084 475 18. 081 084 475 18. Okay, you talked about what you wear to the venue. Now, do we have, aside corporate wears, is it possible that there's a particular cloth for a particular position?
It's important because first you need to understand the role you're going for. So sometimes you also need to be careful not to overdress.
Okay.
You understand? I'm going for a retail position, maybe a sales executive.
Yeah.
I necessarily don't need to wear a tie or come out corporate. You need to be smart. You understand? But most importantly, don't go with your palms or your slippers.
Sure.
It gives you out. People want to see how you walk
Yeah.
when you're working.
Okay.
You understand? So those are some of the assessments that you will not know the recruiter is looking at.
Yeah.
Most time you see people walking, the way you're walking in, the way you're sitting down, all those things are
People are
noticed.
looking at
You
you.
understand? So that's why people, sometimes you get the job not because of the questions you answered.
Okay.
Wow.
So that's important.
Sometimes your appearance,
So
right?
appearance, the way you compose yourself.
You have a call there. Hello? Hello?
Hello, Maria. Good evening.
Good
evening.
evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I guess my name is Father Celeste. I just want to give a thumbs up to the consultant and to you guys. I think tell the consultant I'll be inviting to my church to talk to my youth.
Oh, thank you.
This discussion, highly inspired. A lot of our youth don't really know how to get themselves prepared for something. You know, so I'm really inspired. So I'm going to get in contact. I'm going to invite you to talk to my youth to the church, okay?
Okay, thank you,
Thank you,
Father.
Father.
We're very grateful. Good to have you.
Thank you, Father.
All right. Thank you.
Alright.
Okay, yeah. So, it seems somebody was actually noticing the your response and because I'm actually guilty of some. I'm actually guilty of some.
Short time.
Eh?
Time. There's no time.
No, definitely we're gonna have you next week Thursday.
Okay, that
So for those who are listening, Michael
Just
is
get
here.
ready.
And
Next
he
week Thursday.
came
I'm
prepared.
ready. New year for all of us.
Especially when he said, when you come and say, what did they ask you? What did they ask you?
I forget. It seems you are guilty of
I'm
it.
guilty, yes. I'm always asking, what did they ask you? So, okay, let's go back. You talked about what you wear to the venue. And what again it's important when it comes to
Another
packaging?
thing that's very important is how you compose yourself.
Okay.
You know, some people get tense, and that alone can make you forget your preparation.
Is it possible to avoid tension?
Yes, it's possible.
How can you do that?
I think first, it's the same thing. You practice stage fright. You understand? I want to make a presentation. There are sometimes, even me as a person, it's difficult to even pray, morning prayer in my family, to lead. It's that difficult. You understand? So sometimes when people see me and do presentations, trainings, and they're like, this can't be that other one. Do you understand? So some of the things is training. So and it's not about how many interviews you've gone to that determines how good you react. Taking responsibility. Okay, today I didn't do well. So instead of saying, my village people, or say this man
No,
didn't
we're
like me,
accusing our village people.
or these people didn't like me. No, you didn't do well. So you plan to do better next time. That's how you get better.
Okay, but let me ask, because I know I have this experience. There was this interview I went for. I don't know if they planned this interview, as if the board of executives of that company, they were all seated. Oh my God. And when you're looking at men, some with white beards, you're looking at very mature, they're all looking at you. How can you avoid tension? How can you avoid it?
First of all, just drink water.
Drink water.
There's no water there. You can't drink water. You can drink water in their
Who said you
presence.
can't take water?
Take water. Sometimes, Lisa, you just sometimes you can't take water.
I already know what to say. When I just entered, man,
Don't say that.
looking at the woman, they asked me something simple. I was like, oh, I'm aware of what I cannot remember. So how can you avoid tension in that scenario?
Okay, for me, there's something that worked for me while I was job hunting. And even now, sometimes I go for presentation and I'm trying to defend a proposal because we reach out to people who want to partner with. I've been in such situation where you go in thinking you're talking to like 2-3 people and you see a whole hall seated waiting for you. And the first thing is, my name is Enugu State. Have you heard about that? You understand? Your name, and you're already saying where you're from.
Yeah.
You understand? But How I cope is I learned to have a breathing, breathe out. It works. Then make up your mind that this is not the end of the world.
Whatever happens, you
Let it
win.
happen.
You win, but you win again.
Abi,
You win,
Never
but you
lose.
win
you can
again.
never,
Okay, Madam, you can never lose.
never.
So if I don't win here, I didn't lose. I
You will
go,
still
I'll
win
win somewhere
again.
else. You understand? So,
Yeah.
and that's why I try to tell my any applicant I see, because sometimes you convert interview to a counseling unit. You tell the people, see, it's either you get this one or you get another one. You understand? The person will now relax.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tension already, so you try to help them out, not to put more pressure on them. You understand? So it helps, and when you do that, then try to smile genuinely, not fake. It helps too.
Oh, what if you're
Whether
smiling
you're
and your mouth
saying
is
the right
shaking?
thing or not, just be smiling.
You will shake at some point, but it will help. And let me tell you, these people are also human beings.
Yeah.
They know.
Yeah.
So there will be one or two people there, or one or two persons there rather that will say, okay, this person, let's help this person settle down. Because every
Yeah.
true recruiter doesn't want you to fail.
Are you sure? Michael, I
sincere.
disagree with you.
You know why? You're giving yourself more job. Like me, I wouldn't say I hate interviews, but I don't like lengthy interviews. So I would want to get my ideal person as quick as possible. That is why when I come for interview and there are like 100 people for how many positions, and I'm looking at them and I'm already screening even before going in. Do you understand? Then while they are coming, I'm reducing the number in my head to the barest minimum, and they're like, okay, this person I'll stay 1 minute to this person, this one I'll just greet this person, this one. Do you understand? In my head, I don't have time. You understand? So every true recruiter doesn't want to waste your time, and he will want to help you. So if you're genuinely the ideal person, tension wouldn't be the issue. You understand? So when you come, some of them will crack a joke to kind of break the ice. They break the ice, then you sit, relax, then it's like, okay, can we meet you? There are some questions that make you feel better, but how you understand it is another problem. If you say, tell us about yourself, it's sometimes harsh, right?
Yeah.
It's like a question.
Yeah.
And Nigerians don't like you to make it too obvious. You're coming for a training, you say, okay, can we just have a group discussion and you feel better? But once you hear training, your head is too corporate. You're choosing which kind of group do I we had to appear. So when I say, tell us about yourself, in your mind, interview have started. And that's more pressure. But if I say, can we meet you? You're like, okay, maybe we're still trying to get there. That's an opportunity for you to start the interview by yourself, right?
Yeah.
You now say everything you know about yourself. Interview, I always say an interview is an audition to sell yourself. So if you go there thinking, God will help me, why pray when you can help yourself?
Wow. Now, okay, Michael, we're going to continue. Let's go for a short break. When we come back, we'll definitely continue with this. This is Radio Maria 91.3, the voice of truth. The radio that keeps you informed and never deformed. Before we went for a short break, we were talking about how to apply to get your dream job. And our guests in the house have been able to treat this from the scratch.
Yeah.
And definitely we enjoy the conversation. But before we wrap up with this program, I want to ask him a question. Now, before we went for a short break, you said when they ask you, when they say, can we meet you? Now, sometimes when you ask some persons that question, they might go off the line, begin to see one or two things. Okay, let's say for instance, I work as a waitress or a cleaner in a hotel, and you say, can I meet you? And I'll begin to tell you, okay, my name is this. When I worked there, this is how it happened. This is what happened. Now, how can somebody answer this question without going off the line?
The track.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for the question. Same way we have our voters education, we also have our applicant education, and that will help digest a lot of things. And I want to say, when I say, can we meet you, it's an opportunity to sell yourself, right? But you need to be very careful, because sometimes while talking a lot, you give us some things that will still be used to nail you. So what you don't know, you don't add it. So can you make sure you restrict the information to things that are positive about you?
Okay.
My name is this, right? That is fine.
Okay, sorry, we'll have a call there. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I am Christian. I'm calling from Nigeria.
Okay, you're welcome to the program. So, what's your question or what's your opinion?
Alright, sorry, I called the other day to have what's the program that we are teaching us how to achieve our goals, day setting and all that. So I was asked to call back to speak with a special person. I
Okay.
didn't know you had the program now. Yes, I'm
Okay.
calling on a private note.
Okay. Now, why don't you send a text message?
Alright, I will.
Okay, thank you very much.
I will.
Okay, I hear you were saying something.
Okay, so
we'll have to answer the call.
we're trying to analyze what it means or how you keep it very simple and concise. So you say, you talk about your name. You know your CV already have a lot of information.
Yeah.
So you say your name, then you say, okay, you've done this, you're qualified to do this, right? I'm applying for this position because I think I'm fit. And the reason I think you need to sound practical. I've done it here for a period of this year, right? Why doing it? These are my achievements. So when you're speaking, you're owning that position already. You understand? And you are also answering some asked questions already. You're reducing the pressure. So when you're saying that they know this guy have done this, then you can. It's always important to say, okay, why doing this too? I was opportuned to have exposure in this other position because you never can tell. You may not get this one, but other one may not. So it's selling. You're selling yourself. So I always advise you keep it concise, but every sincere recruiter will tell you a time frame.
Okay.
Can we meet you? You have 2 minutes to do this. You have 5 minutes to do this. So you must be guided. You understand? But some might just put it open. If you're talking off point and your time is off, you understand? You've wasted that opportunity.
So you don't need to say, I'm hardworking. I'm from this state. I have 2 siblings.
I can work under pressure.
Exactly, that's the word.
Oh my God, Michael!
I mean, they shout for
You know how
you,
many
but
times I've written that word? I can walk under pressure.
with your full chest.
And when they shout at you, you say,
first cry.
I cannot walk here again.
So all those things are not
It's not
necessary.
important.
People do
Okay.
a lot to get job.
You know what? I don't believe if you can work under pressure, you need to say it.
Yeah.
I'll feel it.
Yeah.
You understand? I'll feel it, and it's an opportunity for you to say it. So don't say things that will implicate you because someone will like, I feel I'm sincere. It's very important.
Okay.
Okay, Michael, you have just finished.
You've blown our mind.
Fact,
Like,
I think
thank you.
I've come to enjoy the program, if possible, more than my listeners.
exactly.
Because you just gave us a lot, and it's a privilege because whatever he has told us, these are the things that some persons pay huge amounts of money to learn. So for us to be opportune to learn from you, do you have any social media handle where people can communicate with you? And because Michael here is into recruitment, like we said, staff training. If you're an employer, you want to train your staff. I think we're going to talk about that later. Some persons don't know the importance of training your staff.
Yeah.
You just put vacant position out. Anybody comes in.
Experience.
Experience.
Why do I need to train the person?
So some persons need to know the importance of this. So do you have a social media? Of course, I know you have. So please let our listeners get to know you better.
Okay, for the social media on Instagram is Celebrity HR Consultants. On Facebook, Celebrity HR Consultants too. Then we have other platforms for applicants on WhatsApp, our official number, and that's kind of the beginning of the.
Okay, so for those who have been listening to us and you're applying for a job, you need to get a job, you need to be trained, you need to know get a better job, just call us on our number 081 084 47518. I repeat, 081 084 47518. Send a text message, tell us what you want, and we'll definitely give you a better feedback. So thank you for listening to us. Thank you for having this wonderful moment with us. And thank you, Mikey. We're hoping to have you next week, Thursday. In fact, throughout January, yes, we have
Michael's voice.
So please don't touch the dial. We will be here again next week, Thursday, 4 p.m. on 91.3 FM. Do enjoy the rest of your day.